Hey, good morning. It's Sunday, and we're starting up, trying to get another video up because we've got more videos scheduled for next week. Maybe even some of this here. And I've also got some beaver tools, all kinds of neat stuff backed up. But I've also got some 3D printing stuff going on. In fact, the 3D printer, you might hear, it's running in the background right now because we're running some production stuff off for the clients. Anyway, this came in, bought some privately, my own money. And also the company actually sent me a couple samples, so it was like, wow, it's like, this is really cool. So I've got to talk about it. But the company itself was interesting. This is UJOYBIO, and they were at a fabulous price this past week at Amazon, which is one of the reasons I grabbed the deal, because they are around, I think they're right around $14, $15 a spool, which is like really cheap. But I've had cheap and not so good results sometimes. This one here, the results have been predictably good, no problems, But I did a little research on the company, and I was really surprised to find out that they supply plastics for like extruder machines, that sort of thing. They've been in business a fairly long time, and from an industrial aspect, they supply other products that are in line with, not just 3D filament. And here's the kicker, okay, wait for it. Yeah, here's the kicker. Going way back, I found out that at one time, and I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were the last I checked, these people make 3D filament for other companies and brand names that you and I are aware of. So rather than buying from the middleman third party someplace, we could just go straight to these guys and buy their filament. Yeah, and they have all kinds of colors. In fact, just to show, it's just not the usual black, white, red, yellow, whatever. They also have this one here, which I thought was kind of cool. They have a bunch of these metallic ones, but this one here is copper. And yes, that is Oscar from the Academy Awards. Thought it would be kind of a different. So we got Oscar from the Academy Awards. Had a lot of trouble with Oscar. He needs a lot of support. So this has nothing to do with whether this filament is any good or bad or whatever. It was just a matter of the model itself was problematic with support. I tried tree support, I tried different types of support on it, and I had a lot of trouble with it. And I tried different machines even, and it was like, no, it's a problem with the model. And also there's a problem with the STL file. If you run the tree support specifically, you're gonna have to change your layer heights, because nothing was working too well with it. And again, that's the file, which kind of goes back to a lot of problems with 3D printing. Sometimes it's easy to just blame the filament and say, oh, I must have bad filament, and I've had some experience with some cheap, bad filament. Not with these guys. UJOYBIO seems to make really good, product. But what threw me was when I found out that they also make product for other companies and stamp their name on it, put it on the spool that they want, and we end up buying it thinking, oh, we're buying from this brand name, and then find out, no, this is who's actually making this stuff. They have they have a large warehouse, industrial supply, offices. These are real people. This is not some middleman selling you somebody else's filament on a spool that's stamped with their name on it. Now, one of the names that came up, big shocker, and I don't know, like I said, if it's current or not, but they did supply filament to Creality. Yeah, it's like, so if you're buying Creality filament, turns out you were probably getting, this is the company that was actually making the stuff, that you're running through your machine. They also have the hyperspeed filament, which is goes back to something we sort of touched on before. I can't tell the difference, with the hyperspeeds, but having hyperspeed on a slow machine, apparently, I tried it, works fine. Didn't see any difference or problems with the modeling. But on a hyper machine, it really seems to show off that it's working well and there's no problem. Now, this particular product is up to 500 millimeters per second squared. So that means they're recommending between 300 and 500 if you're going to run some of their product. But they have an amazing array of colors, but their prices are just smoking, and the stuff's available from Amazon. So it's like, whoa. So I'm going to provide you a link below where you can find that. Hopefully it's still on sale, because that $14, $15 spool thing is a really good deal. only if it's good filament. Yeah, you know, it's like, and the stuff is packaged well. I don't think we've opened this one up yet, matter of fact. So let's have a quick look at this one. It says here to open, just tear the tag. There we go. And this one here is blue. Okay. This is Hyperspeed, and it's a beautiful teal color. Oh man, it's gorgeous. And of course, if you're making something and you want a really pretty bright color like that, there you go, teal. Like, yeah, and I think they're calling this blue, I thought, but maybe not. They're calling it blue, and I would call it teal. Yeah. So beware. About the red, and the red is just as red as any red I have purchased before in the past. But what threw me was not only these cardboard spools, but I was looking at it and I realized, you know what, it wouldn't take anything to have somebody else's cardboard spool, but put your filament on it with your brand name, you know, in this case like maybe Creality or somebody, and you're buying from that, you know, you're paying more price for the same filament you could get from UJOYBIO. So UJOYBIO asked me to sort of, you know, put a bug in your ear about that and just let you all know that this is a really good company. Real good, interesting, very strong background in plastics and filaments, so for supplies. So I just thought I'd throw that one out to you today, because I have been shopping quite a bit, and I'm finding that, you know, I get into the big brand names, like I think we talked about, like Hatchbox used to be a really, you know, that was the filament to buy or something. E-Sun is another one. Then you can buy filament like through King Rune. I'm just looking at my wall here, and there's a lot of different brand names out there, and some of them get kind of pricey. Also, Bamboo Labs, for example, they'll sell you filament, you know. But the thing was, I wanted to find the source, you know, who's actually making this stuff. Yeah, you know. So there's a company there that actually supplies other companies, and so rather than buy and pay more, hey, that's the way to go, right? So, and if you decide to run copper, don't do this. Yeah. Actually, what this should be is like a brass or a gold sort of finish. If you've ever seen the Academy Awards, this would be the wrong color. But I thought the copper would be kind of been an interesting finish to take a look at. And the filament itself is amazing. It looks like copper wire when you get it off the spool. It really does. It has a real copper wire look to it, and it's metallic. They also have, I think it was a silver or aluminum like one. They have some various metallic ones that look like metal, and I thought that's pretty cool. Sometimes when you're doing a model and you want that metallic kind of look, that's the way to go. But they also have the standard, you know, base colors that you and I, you know, we're pretty used to buying. So that's you know, that's a win. Yeah, so here's some of the colors that they have. This is a very light blue. In fact, I would almost call it teal, but it's a very light blue. They also have dark blue. They have all kinds of colors. This is the copper, and you can see from the finish right here that the metallic copper is metallic copper, and it looks good. But look at this thing. I mean, it looks like copper wire when it's coming off the spool. It kind of scares you a little bit, you know, putting that through the machine. But it's an excellent product. Now this is red, and the red is just as red as you can see in the packaging there. It's just as red as what I want for what I need. I ordered somebody else's red one time, and I'm trying to think of what the name was. It was an off-brand name. It was on sale. Came in, and the modeling came out really pinky, unacceptable to the client. So that whole spool is going to be just used for if I do a prototype on something and I just want to check something, I'll be using it for that, because it's just garbage. It's a shame, but it's just garbage at that point. This is great, and this was I think around $15 right now. I will provide a link in the description below at Amazon where you can find these guys, or where you can find these spools. They're sale priced. I know I say that, I kind of want to be careful about that, because like the copper, I think it was around $22, but a metallic finish like that is going to cost you more. It just is. It's the nature of the beast. But the prices on this stuff was really good. The quality seems to be just as good as anybody's PLA. But they have, in this case here, and let's see if I can hold that up to the camera a minute. Yeah, Hyper PLA. So this sucker is rated to up to 500 millimeters a second squared. So yeah, you know, good stuff. That's just a quick update right now. I've got the 3D printers running over at the farm. You can hear some of it going on right now. And in fact, we'll be running, I guess this red one's probably one of the next ones that'll be going on the machine shortly to see how it works. I bought the reds myself out of my own money, so they did not supply this or something like that. What they did send over was the copper, because I really wanted to try it out, and in this case a blue, a teal here. This is really pretty too. But both of these colors are not part of production or something like that, so they'll just be used for prototyping or something special that comes along that I think is cool, and we'll just go ahead and make it from these colors. Because you know, if you're into a 3D print shop or farm or whatever you're doing, a lot of times you'll make modeling to upgrade your own 3D printers and stuff, and a lot of times you look around and say, well, what have I got extra that's laying around? And this is the sort of thing that I usually get into, is I'll use up these spools because I can make stuff that I don't need for the customers or something, so I can just, oh, this is just for me. I can just run it off, you know, I don't care what color it is or something. Thanks for checking in on us, Coffee and Tools. I will get out of here. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a show, and I don't know who it's going to be. It might be Weaver, or it might be, yeah, one of these right here. I've got a plasma cutter in and a MIG welder in, so we'll be playing with those and cutting up some metal. I've got a metal project that's pretty heavy steel, and we're going to try the plasma cutter on that. Should be interesting. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. Over and out.